Um, hey guys, it's Adam here. Oh, okay. So I just watched the PlayStation E3 conference, whatever the hell that was. So I did. That was one I didn't get to go to. I was hoping I would. Now I'm kind of glad I didn't. I don't know what the fuck that was. So this conference started off really bad, like epic level bad. It got much better. Don't get me wrong. Eventually, it got better, but it was like, what the fuck? What are we watching? Like it started off with that guy Sean coming out, and it looked like they filmed it at the like the event room at an Olive Garden or something. It was fucking weird. And they did that to play some music, and then ultimately show like a lot of gameplay of Last of Us 2. Now I want to be very very clear here. A lot of the gameplay they showed was very cool. It was for a lot of games that looked good. Don't get the wrong impression. It was just their overall presentation was very strange, and I was following a lot of people on Twitter being like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, it almost seemed like something seriously went wrong, and they like last minute had to change the entire structure. I'm a little bit of a rush here. I apologize. I have to go out to the Ubisoft loft and go check all that stuff out. So I'm gonna just power through these. Okay, so I made my little list with some reactions here. Once again, apologize for the way this is shot. I am in Los Angeles right now at E3, so I really only have access to my phone. So sorry if you don't like the way this is done. Just just listen to it, I guess. So first up, they showed a lot of Last of Us 2. I should bear in mind they didn't talk about much of anything. There was these like awkward little segments where they would cut back to a completely different area and basically just explained that the plan for the night was we're just going to show you trailers for games you already know about. And I believe Sean even at one point straight up said, like, don't expect new games tonight. Which I think I even I tweeted about it and I was just like, did he really just say that? So that was odd, but it's okay. It kind of sucked the air out of the room, I think. But anyway, so Last of Us 2 looked really cool. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I'm sure you've seen the footage by now. It looked really sweet. So I'm hoping to check that out, of course, at some point. Then they had this like quick montage of like a bunch of different games. They said it was like the highlight reel of I think it was the PlayStation experience. It's probably not very new footage. It was Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, Days Gone, Twin Mirror, Ghost Giant, and Beat Saber. So it's like that's cool. But, I mean, they were like little bite-sized bits, man. Like if you step away for a minute, you would have totally missed that. Then they showed a trailer sort of with no like actual content of the game for Destiny 2 DLC. Destiny 2 is not something I play, but I know a lot of people who are excited about it, so that's cool. There's gonna be new DLC. I'm sure it's a timed exclusive thing where I believe Sony, you get it on the PlayStation 4 in September, but then it'll be probably released on Xbox and PC and stuff like that. Probably a few months later or something like that. Don't know specifically, but they did say that the release date for PS4 was September. Then they switched over to a different conference space, which was part of what I think that caused this issue. Because again, the first thing looked like the event room at the Olive Garden, and then the second area looked like a real, like arena type of thing. Like most of these conferences usually are hosted in. So I don't know. I feel like there's some story there that we don't know. Maybe we'll know it eventually, but we don't know it now. But anyway, so then they showed this game called Ghost of Tsushima. A lot of people were describing it as Japanese Assassin's Creed. It looked really fucking cool. Like, props, man. Like, I don't know, because here's the thing. I had never heard of that game. If it was revealed, I missed it. So that to me was a reveal. But, like, the dude at Sony, Sean, straight up said, like, they don't expect new games announced. So, somebody clarify that. I honestly don't know. But either way, that game looked awesome, so I want to check that out. Then they showed this game called Control, and I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm going, is this Quantum Break? Like, it looked so much like Quantum Break. Some people, and I apparently wasn't alone in that, a lot of people were saying, Quantum Break 2? Like, what is this? All that stuff. And then I was like, that is really weird. It very much comes off like Quantum Break, which, to be honest, wasn't that good of a game. And then at the very end, you saw who made it. It was Remedy. Remedy made Quantum Break, so it's like, okay, maybe that's just their style of game. That's just what they like to do. Interesting that it's a PlayStation 4. I don't know if it's exclusive. They didn't say whether or not it was. But at least it's getting a PS4 version, because the previous games they had made, like Quantum Break and Alan Wake, were both very Xbox intensive exclusives. So to see those coming to PlayStation is cool. or at least see that come to PlayStation. Hopefully it's better than Quantum Break, though, to be honest. Flipping it over. Now, this one, I think, was technically a reveal, though this has been like one of the worst kept secrets in gaming for years. The Resident Evil 2 remake. Now, we've all been speculating on it for years. It's a thing that's been talked about many times. It seemed all but official. And I believe this was, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe this was essentially the official announcement for it, and they showed a lot of footage of it. And I gotta be honest, man, like, damn. Like, that looked really cool. That was probably my favorite thing that they showed. Because, obviously, I really like the Resident Evil games, so I'm very happy about that. But they didn't just do, like, the way the GameCube remake of Resident Evil 1 was, where it was just kind of essentially the same gameplay mechanics, just looked, at that time anyway, current gen. They didn't do that. Like, this is a complete overhaul, probably just using the same storyline of gameplay mechanics. I mean, it looks like it's going to play much more similarly to at least recent Resident Evil content, and yeah, I mean, the moment I started to suspect it was Resident Evil for some reason at the beginning scene. I don't know why. Maybe that's because I was kind of expecting it to be there. And then when they did the zombie thing, I was like, oh shit, maybe this is actually it. And the moment I was 100% sure was when he was talking to the cop, and the cop said, like, you take the chance, you kill him or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, that totally fits with it, because that's a scene in Resident Evil 2 where you get into the police station and there's this cop that dies and he's telling you to do exactly the same thing. So I was like, oh fuck. And then of course it totally was. So 100% on board. Definitely want to check that out when it comes out. I assume that's going to be multiplayer as well. I can't imagine that's any sort of exclusive content, but still, hey, awesome. Very excited about that. Then they did this VR game called Trover Saves the Universe, which is done by Justin Roiland. You guys would know him of Rick and Morty. He voices Rick, he voices Morty, he voices a bunch of the other characters. And you can tell, watching the trailer, like, it's a lot of the exact same characters. In fact, there's a second character that comes in that's just Morty's voice, like, straight up. So I'm sure that game will be funny and all that, but it is a PSVR game. There might be a PC version that works with, like, HTC Vive and stuff like that. I honestly don't know. But at least it will be on PSVR. I don't care about VR. I never have. I've done it before many times. It's not my thing. But I'm sure it'll be an entertaining game for those who like VR. And I think they were pushing VR a little bit with some other stuff, but it was part of that, like, minor flashing of games that I mentioned earlier. Then they showed an extensive amount of Kingdom Hearts 4, a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean themed stuff. I apologize for the lighting. I know it's probably driving you guys nuts, but again, just have to do this quickly. I apologize. But yeah, they showed a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3. Did I say Kingdom Hearts 4? Sorry, no. that would be a surprise. No, Kingdom Hearts 3. They showed a lot of content of that, and it had Pirates of the Caribbean stuff and just a lot of different footage that nobody else has seen before. They also announced they're going to have a PS4 Pro Edition console with its Kingdom Hearts theme. That's neat, and it comes with the third game as well as the 1.5 collection and the 2.8 collection or whatever that was. They'll all be part of the bundle. So if you haven't played those games and you don't have a PS4 or you're just a big fan, whatever, there you go. That's going to be a thing. Then they showed a bunch of Death Stranding. Now, unfortunately, my hotel's internet connection kind of took a shit right around then, which for a moment I started to think maybe that was part of it because that game is so weird. No, my hotel connection was just failing me. So of what I saw, it looked confusing, which I'm sure was the point, but cool, and definitely, I mean, it's Kojima. I want to check it out just on that basis alone. Like, his name goes that far, so yeah, definitely gonna check that out. Then they showed Nioh 2, which Nioh 2 I didn't know was a thing. So to me, again, that was a reveal, but some people were acting like it was, and other people... I didn't see anybody who specifically said, like, oh, finally we're seeing it, you know, but I saw people who were surprised by it, so I think that was actually a reveal. But again, correct me if I'm wrong. And then the last thing they showed before the formal version of it ended was Spider-Man. They showed a bunch of that. That game looks fucking awesome. Definitely want to check that out. And they showed, like, a lot of the storyline. It's going to be a lot of villains. It looks pretty sweet. And then, of course, it ends on a mystery, like, you don't know if it's an ally, an enemy, whatever. It's probably an ally. But, because that's how you would get out of that situation, presumably. Watch the trailer. You'll see what I'm talking about. And then it kind of ended, and then they said they had more of this like banter type of thing they were gonna do, and they would show off some other new game later, which I'd love to wait around, but I gotta go. I'm late already as it is to the Ubisoft loft. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed the conference. I mean, it was weird. Like, it started off fucking terrible, but it did get better. But I just didn't like the structure of it. I like the more, like I like the idea of someone coming out, kind of explaining what's up, and then showing you something, and then revealing something cool. You know, I don't like this. Let's just play trailers, like. But, you know, that's what they did. It's just that it's one of those years, guys, for E3. It's one of these, like, transition years where they've already announced all the stuff they're going to do, and they're just kind of working on those things, and they're showing you updates. That's what this year is. With the sole exception so far being really Bethesda, and the stuff they announced that was, like, a shocker, like Elder Scrolls 6, was stuff that's, like, we don't have anything to show you other than just to say we're doing it. So it's just one of those years. I think next year will probably be one of those more shocking years. Video games, man, they're huge. They take a long time to develop. But anyway, yeah, so that's my overall thoughts on that. I think that's the end of conferences, so I don't think there's any more of these that I will be doing. I didn't see the Square Enix one. I was at the Ubisoft one at the time, but people are saying it was a fucking disaster, which I guess I dodged a bullet because I was invited to that one, but I had that choice between Ubisoft or Square Enix. I chose Ubisoft. Apparently I chose correctly. So, yeah, that's it. All right, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you all later.